Okay. Hey, everybody. I want you to think about something. You took economics, right? Okay, if you didn't, remember GDP, gross domestic product, C plus I plus G, right? C plus I plus G, right? C plus I plus G, all right? Then plus net exports, okay? Net exports. That was all that. The G was government, all right? The I were the wonderful investment, all right? C is, well, hey, consumption of things like, well, tea bags or televisions, right? That sort of thing. C plus I plus G. C plus I plus G plus NX. G is government. Hey, Google, what's GDP?
According to Wikipedia, gross domestic product is a monetary measure of the market value of all the final goods and services produced and rendered in a specific time period by a country or countries. GDP is often used to measure the economic health of a country or region.
Hey, Google, what are the components of GDP?
On the website study.com, they say, there are 4 main components of GDP, or parts of GDP. The 4 components of gross domestic product include the consumption of goods and services, government spending, business investment, and net exports.
Ooh. So think about it, folks. Government spending. Government spending. You know, that's programs. Government spending creates jobs. It could be in Washington. It could be a defense military base. It could be at a lab like Bell Labs. It could be federal government spending, right? Government spending. So what happens when I come in and I say I want to cut government spending? If it's true that the size of the economy is in part dependent on government, doesn't that mean that cutting government spending hurts the economy? The answer is yes. Yes. Did you take a look, by the way, at GDP growth during the pandemic? Remember that? GDP growth during the pandemic? GDP growth during the pandemic, right? Remember what was going on? I do, I'll tell you. What was going on was that every time President Trump, the first time, issued, stimulus checks, right? That's right. GDP shot up. You wait about a month, comes down. That's the impact of government spending. And here Trump says he wants to cut waste and inefficiency. BS. Wants to cut all these jobs. And maybe we'll replace them with machines. Think about that. Machines. So that means that all these machines will be made by an Elon Musk organization, right? So we have a handful of people who own the makers of these machines working in part on their direction for their client. And so the government pays the maker of these robots that money, which normally would go to workers. And so who gets it? The Elon Musk type. Yeah. So we have a handful of people making machines who make a lot of money because they're getting the money that workers would normally have gotten. That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. Okay. Think about what I'm telling you when you hear a discussion about the economy. If you're at a party, because cutting government spending will hurt gross domestic product. There's no question about it. It's not a good idea. There isn't so much waste, fraud, and abuse we have to do that, and we haven't spent enough money to recover from the pandemic. That's the real problem, and that'll be the focus of my next vlog. Subscribe to Zennie62 on YouTube and bookmark ZennieReport.com.